Hey, what up, peeps, and welcome back to another episode of Cable Plays Red Dead Redemption. So, we're going to start a new series, Red Dead Redemption, arguably my mostest, absolutist, favoritist game that came out from Rockstar. I absolutely fell in love with it. And now they got Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out next year, and it's kind of revitalized something in me. So, we're going to give this a go and see if we can't make it all the way through the Red Dead Redemption storyline. And if we can get that done in time, we may even go ahead and do the Undead Nightmare downloadable content as well that I have. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get this underway. One thing that I remembered from playing this probably already 2 or 3 times through was just the attention to detail on this. Rockstar really did a tremendous job, I thought, on Red Dead Redemption. I did not get to play Red Dead Revolver, and I hear that that was pretty good as well. But Red Dead Redemption was just like the bee's knees for me. I love westerns, and the amount of detail they had that went in here, just absolutely amazing for me. And I started playing last night, and like I usually do, I play a little bit, and then I'm like, oh, I think I might want to do a series, and I went ahead and deleted all the profile information so that I could start over again. And I, after I got finished doing that, I went and checked the IDMB database, and I was looking at the voice actors that they had in here. I mean, there was actually some big names for this game. Some are just normal voice actors, but there was actually quite a bit of people that were, like actors that I knew from the silver screen, so to speak, that lended their voices to the population in general, or to some random dude for a quest over here or a lady over there. I thought that it was really neat looking through that and seeing that. It just goes to show these days. These days when this game came out, you never know who's gonna pop up in your favorite video game. Sometimes I can recognize their voices, and sometimes I can't. Like I didn't recognize Marston's voice, and I didn't really recognize the actor. But if he was to ever do anything again, I'd recognize him.
They're destined to go to hell? It hardly seems fair.
What I mean to say, Jenny, is that there is a great deal of difference.
Like that reverend right there, that dude.
I never thought
He doesn't. Most of the characters don't look like they're voice actors. Don't get me wrong, but like that preacher, yeah, you look at that dude in real life and you're like, what the? No. But yeah.
Not only do people now have motor cars, Father, but I heard that pretty soon we will be able to fly.
No, only angels can fly, Jenny.
No, apparently people can fly. Didn't you hear? Out in Kansas,
I spent a lot of time wandering around doing the side quests, collecting flowers, and doing the skinning missions and whatnot, and I can tell you that I've spent plenty of time just grinding on this, but yeah, I loved it. Oh my God, I loved it, and I so can't wait for the new one to come out.
Yes, his family is nothing but hillbilly trash that came here after the war. I don't want to be judgmental, but this state should not be ruled by such a disgusting family. A family without class.
Apparently. But John's family have made a lot of money, and he has a lot of friends in politics.
Mrs. Bush, money isn't everything. There are many things that money cannot buy.
It seems that money can buy voters, though.
What you must remember, my dear, is that we have been brought here to spread the word. And the word and civilization, they are the same thing. They are the gifts. It is the opportunity we have.
There's a little detail right there, you know, on Bonnie. She's got a big freckle on the side of her cheek. You know, it's little things like that that Rockstar does. That's just, it's like, hey, that's, wow. And I know it sounds cheap and cheesy, me saying so, but it's just cool the way they do that. I mean, I expect that kind of detail with Marston. He's the main character. You know, he's got some scars on his cheek, but people like Bonnie, she's not a main character, you know, or the detail in the hats and the dress of the old people sitting behind me. I mean, they really did a fantastic job on this. I truly, truly enjoyed it. Now what I'm going to wind up doing is whenever I got to do some like really heavy grinding stuff, like if I need cash or something like that, I'll probably edit some of that stuff out. That way you guys don't have to see that in the video. But I want to at least do the majority of the main storyline quests and some of the side quests and stuff like that with you guys on camera, of course.
Sometimes.
I'm Jake. Your friends from Blackwater hired me to guide you.
They ain't my friends, but pleased to meet you, Jake.
I got the horses saddled up and ready out front.
Not a lot of business that you did.
Now I can tell you this, and this is going to be the last thing I say for a little bit, because there's a little conversation these two have on the way up to the fort. Playing this game again has the same effect on me as watching an old favorite movie like The Evil Dead, or rereading a book like the Dragonlance Chronicles. It's comfortable, even though I know what's going to happen. It's still like a new story to me.
Are you walking to Fort Mercer, Mr. Marston? You ain't gonna find sturdier horses than these in all of New Ulster. How you doing? I ain't much of a fella for gossip. Take it slow on the way out of town. No need to kick up a lot of dust. Oh, no.
I love the way they did the horses too.
That's right.
Ain't taking nobody up to the fort in a long time. Strange place for a decent fella to want to visit, if you don't mind me saying.
Who said I was a decent fella?
It's been abandoned for years now. Folks say it was built during the Mexican War. What kinds of soldiers around back then?
Why'd they leave?
Well, I ain't entirely sure. I heard they had to go up north to fight Indians, or maybe they got tired of being soldiers and went looking for gold. You know how things is. So what are you doing up at the fort?
I'm looking for an old friend.
Well, like I said, you ain't gonna find many folk around those parts these days. Those you do find are about as sociable as an ulcerated back tooth. I mean, I ain't one to judge a man by the company he keeps, but...
Well, he ain't been friends for a long time.
As a matter of fact, just about every other game that I've ever played that's had a horse mount in it, after I played Red Dead Redemption ruined horse mounts for me for every other game.
Well, if you're fixing for some female company, you can do a lot worse than Armadillo. Fine as cream gravy they are. Not like Thieves Landing. Dang, those girls ain't even fit for a drinking man to hole up with.
I'm a married man, I'm afraid.
Ain't we all? Yeah, so it was the marshal who hired me. Lee Johnson, do you know him?
I think I heard his name.
Says he got a telegram from some Blackwater big bugs asking for a guide. I guess it's none of my business.
That's right.
You ain't very talkative, are you?
Nope.
I'm just chewing the dog, mister. It's how I am. I don't mean nothing by it.
Trust me. There's things you better off not knowing.
I'll tell you, Mr. Marston, those coyotes eat better than I do. Not far now, Mr. Marston. The fort's just over this hill.
Oh, guess I can't skin yet.
Let's go.
Giddy up.
Listen, mister. This here is what's left of Fort Mercer. Some gang rode in and took the place over.
So I understand.
This is where we part ways, friend. You have yourself a good time.
They really got all the definition of the muscle structure done right.
Bill! Bill, I've come for you! Bill Williamson! Come out here right now!
Go away now, John. Don't make me kill you.
Nobody needs to kill anyone, Bill.
You must think I was born yesterday. You always did think I was an idiot.
That ain't fair, Bill. You were as my brother. I've come to try to save you.
Oh. Do I look like I need saving?
Bill, please. They want to kill us all. I can help you.
Well, you never tried to save me before. You only seemed to save yourself.
Bill, I implore you think about this.
You implore me? You implore me. You always were one for fancy words. Oh. Well, things are different now, John. Now I'm in charge. No more Dutch. And no more you. Implored. I implores you to go back and tell them to send someone just a little bit more impressive next time.
Well?
Oh. Poor John.
So I like the way that the wind is blowing the dude's hat. I mean, not very many people think about the little details like that, but it gives it the impression that there's an environment that they're in. This is the only thing that I actually will complain about. I mean, he was, I guess maybe he crawled that way? Or they hauled him out to the edge of the street so the trash guy could haul him off? I don't know. I don't know how he wound up that close to the street. New friends, old problems.
Well, you're alive.
So it would seem.
So, how do you feel?
I don't know the polite word for it.
I do. Stupid is the word we use around here. What were you doing?
I was doing something stupid.
Well, you'll be okay. Once you didn't die, the doctor said you'd be fine. He got the bullets out a couple days ago.
Good.
It cost us $15.
I'm sorry, madam. Should have left me there to die.
Did you want to die? I mean, was that it? Was that why you went straight out to Fort Mercer and picked a fight with the worst bandit in the county? To die, Mr.
Mr. Marston. John Marston.
Bonnie McFarland. Miss Bonnie McFarland.
Well, you may be right, Miss McFarland. I don't know.
Huh. So what were you doing?
Was trying to give Mr. Williamson a chance. For old time's sake.
You know Bill Williamson?
Knew him. Long time ago.
Well, what was he like?
Dumb.
Just like you.
Thank you, miss. See my hat?
I have. And, what will you do now?
Now I'm gonna take my time and go after him the less kind way.
Well, that sounds very fun, Mr. Marston. Quite heroic, just like in those penny dreadfuls my brother used to read. Meanwhile, if you'll excuse me, I've got a ranch to run. Of course, if you're feeling better, why not take a ride with me later and help me patrol the perimeter? You can earn back some of that money we wasted on doctor's bills.
Of course. And thank you for saving my life, I mean.
Next time, Mr. Marston, I strongly recommend you don't try to lose it quite so earnestly.
I'll bear that in mind.
And I think what we're going to go ahead and do, that's been about 20 minutes, and I realize that it's been kind of a short episode for this, but this looks like a good place to end this particular episode. It got most of the talky stuff out of the way in the intro to the game and what we're planning on doing with it. So if you like what we're doing on the YouTubes, go ahead and give us a little love on that like button and subscribe so you know when the new videos are coming out. Tell your friends about us and let them know that we are here. You can like and share and favorite as you see fit. And after all, that's what we're supposed to do for social media in any case, isn't it? So this has been CableDog for Cable Plays. And we'll catch you next time, peeps. Peace out.